The historical foundation of Rome and its subsequent expansion is a pivotal concept in understanding the eventual fall of the Roman Empire. At its core, this concept encapsulates the origins of Rome from a small settlement along the Tiber River to a vast empire encompassing vast regions of Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. This transformation was characterized by a series of military conquests, strategic alliances, and a complex system of governance that facilitated control over diverse populations. The significance of this point lies in its illustration of Rome's growth mechanism, which inherently sowed the seeds of its decline. The rapid expansion brought about administrative challenges, economic strain, and cultural integration issues that would later contribute to the empire's downfall. For instance, the Punic Wars with Carthage highlight Rome's aggressive expansionist policies, resulting in Roman dominance over the Western Mediterranean, but also stretching military and financial resources. Similarly, the Roman conquest of Gaul under Julius Caesar exemplifies not only territorial gain, but also the introduction of profound administrative burdens and political shifts that destabilized the Roman Republic, paving the way for the imperial system. Supporters of Rome's expansion often laud the spread of Roman culture and infrastructure, roads, aqueducts, and cities that facilitated economic prosperity and cultural exchange for centuries. However, these expansions contributed to internal divisions and revolts, such as the Jewish revolts and the incursions by barbarian tribes, which exposed vulnerabilities in managing such a vast expanse. The concept of expansion is not without controversy. Critics argue that the aggressive acquisition of territories led to socio-political strains, fostering corruption, civil wars, and an over-reliance on slave labor that stunted technological advancement. Furthermore, the heavy taxation and conscription required to support the military efforts alienated provincial populations, exacerbating internal discontent. These foundational aspects of Rome's expansion directly link to the collapse of the empire. As resources stretched thin and governance structures buckled under pressure, Rome's ability to respond to external threats and internal decay diminished. This systemic fragility was crucial during decisive moments like the sack of Rome in 410 AD and ultimately culminated in the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD. Understanding the historical foundation and expansion provides critical insights into the challenges of maintaining such a massive political entity and the inevitable consequences of overextension. The fall of the Roman Empire, 476 AD, is often perceived as a pivotal moment in history, marking the transition from ancient to medieval times. This concept revolves around the decline and eventual collapse of one of history's most formidable empires, which had spanned 3 continents and ruled a vast and diverse population. At the heart of this topic is the empire's inability to maintain its extensive lands and the internal and external pressures that led to its downfall. The collapse of the Roman Empire signifies the end of centralized political power in Western Europe and the beginning of the Middle Ages, characterized by fragmented kingdoms and a shift in cultural and political paradigms. This collapse is significant as it illustrates the vulnerabilities of even the most powerful empires and serves as a cautionary tale for contemporary states. Key factors contributing to the fall include political corruption, economic troubles, military defeats, and invasions by barbarian tribes such as the Visigoths and Vandals. For instance, in 410 AD, the sack of Rome by the Visigoths under Alaric starkly demonstrated the empire's vulnerability. Another example is the eventual deposition of the last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer in 476 AD, often marked as the formal end of the Western Roman Empire. Many historians argue that these events illustrate the domino effect of weakened leadership and external pressures, contributing to the downfall of once stable systems. Edward Gibbon's The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire offers one of the most comprehensive accounts, suggesting moral and cultural decay as underlying causes. However, challenges to this perspective arise, as some scholars propose that Rome's transformation, rather than its fall, was essential to the development of medieval Europe. They argue that Roman institutions, though fragmented, evolved into new regional frameworks that formed the foundation of modern European states. Moreover, while the Western Roman Empire fell, the Eastern Roman Empire, or the Byzantine Empire, continued to thrive, highlighting another connection within this theme. The differing paths of East and West illustrate the diversity of outcomes from similar starting points. This emphasis on transformation versus collapse invites ongoing debate, showing the complexity of evaluating historical narratives. In conclusion, examining the fall of the Roman Empire deepens our understanding of imperial rise and decline, and develops an appreciation for the intricate blend of internal dynamics and external forces that shaped this watershed moment in history. Internal weaknesses and administrative challenges were pivotal in the decline of the Roman Empire, signifying a point where the mightiest civilization faltered from within rather than solely from external pressures. This concept refers to the various systemic and bureaucratic issues that plagued the Roman Empire, affecting its ability to govern effectively and maintain its expansive territories. The significance of these internal weaknesses in the collapse of the Roman Empire is profound. As Rome expanded, its administrative structures struggled to cope with the vastness of the empire. Corruption, inefficiency, and a cumbersome bureaucracy sapped resources and energy that could have been used to address external threats and internal dissent. These weaknesses strained the Roman state, degrading its military and economic prowess, leading to vulnerabilities that external forces exploited. Two notable examples illustrate these internal challenges. First, the complexity and inefficiency of the Roman tax system made it difficult to sustain the empire's financial needs. Tax burdens were often uneven, leading to disgruntlement among the populace, and diminishing returns as wealthy landowners found methods to evade taxes, leaving poorer citizens to shoulder the burden. Second, the frequent changes in leadership, often violent and abrupt due to political intrigue and assassinations, destabilized the administrative continuity of the empire. These changes resulted in inconsistent policies and a lack of coherent, long-term strategy, weakening the empire's ability to respond to emerging threats effectively. Historians often argue that these internal weaknesses were as significant as the external pressures from barbarian invasions. Scholars like Edward Gibbon have suggested that the moral and civic decay within the empire played a crucial role in its fall, indicating that a loss of civic virtue and responsibility undermined the cohesion needed to sustain such a large polity. However, alternative viewpoints suggest that these internal issues were symptomatic rather than causal, emphasizing that external pressures were the primary drivers, with internal challenges exacerbating the situation. These internal weaknesses are interconnected with other aspects of the empire's fall, such as economic decline and military defeats. The administrative flaws impaired economic efficiency, which, in turn, hindered the empire's ability to fund its military adequately. A weakened military could not defend against foreign invasions, creating a vicious cycle where internal and external factors fed into each other, accelerating the empire's demise. Thus, the internal weaknesses and administrative challenges of the Roman Empire highlight the critical role that governance plays in the sustainability of a civilization, serving as a cautionary tale for future empires. The fall of the Roman Empire in 476 AD marks a pivotal moment in world history, symbolizing not just the collapse of a powerful state, but the end of an era and the beginning of the Middle Ages. This event is often characterized as both the decline of an ancient superpower and the transformation of socio-political structures that shaped European history for centuries to come. The significance is manifold. The Roman Empire, at its zenith, was a beacon of cultural, economic, and military prowess, influencing territories across Europe, North Africa, and parts of Asia. Its fall highlights the vulnerabilities even the mightiest can face, serving as an enduring lesson about the complexities of sustaining large, multifaceted societies. Specific examples that illustrate the fall include the invasions by barbarian tribes, notably the sack of Rome by the Visigoths under King Alaric in 410 AD, and later by the Vandals in 455 AD. These invasions not only demonstrated the physical vulnerabilities of Rome, but also symbolized the fading grip of the empire over its territories. Another example lies in the internal decay through political corruption and economic troubles, where heavy taxation and over-reliance on slave labor stifled innovation, reduced productivity, and weakened the empire's financial foundation. These issues exemplify common challenges in governance that can transcend time and locale. Opinions supporting these occurrences often cite the inevitable decline due to overexpansion and the logistical impossibilities of maintaining such a vast domain. Edward Gibbon, a notable historian, argued that Christianity's rise diluted the martial spirit of Rome, offering an intriguing, albeit controversial viewpoint. However, opinions differ, and some historians argue that Rome's adaptability and cultural integration strategies could have salvaged its glory had it not been for the accelerated external pressures. Challenges in discussing the fall of Rome include attributing a single cause to its decline. The argument that it was solely due to barbarian invasions is overly simplistic, ignoring internal factors like political inefficiency and economic instability. Moreover, some posit that Rome didn't truly fall in 476 AD, but transformed as the Eastern Roman Empire or Byzantine Empire continued to thrive for another 1,000 years. This event interlinks with other aspects. The empire's fall shaped the political landscape, leading to the emergence of feudalism in Europe and indicated the rise of the Christian Church as a dominant socio-political institution. In examining Rome's collapse, we gain insight into the impermanence of empires, the complexity of human governance, and the ever-present potential for reinvention and renewal in the face of adversity.